Okay, I had this swollen bone on the inside of my left knee. I thought it was, I can't think what it's called, cellulite. Well, I kept getting these sharp pains, and they just hit the inside of my knee and sometimes the outside of my knee. So I told my GP about it. He said it is a lipoma tumor, which is not a serious thing. It's not a cancerous thing. So he sent me to an orthopedic doctor. That doctor sent me for a CAT scan. They did the CAT scan, and there was nothing there. There was no tumor there. It's still swollen. There's still tissue in there that I don't think should be there. I still get pains periodically. But the report was there was no tumor. Eric had prayed for me, and before I went to get the CAT scan, and then of course there was nothing there, nothing solid there.
Especially for headaches. I had a epidural done, and it caused my spinal fluid to leak and caused a spinal headache, which was major. I mean, it was bad, and it was bad tonight, but I said, no, I have to come to church. And my mom went to theological school, and she's always taught us to pray, and lately my face has been kind of low, so I come and I pray all the time, and you touched me when you said that, where I felt the spirit, where I just had to cry, and I don't have it now. So thank you.
Praise God.
Joseph Wells. I'm from the Crow Creek Sioux Tribe in South Dakota. Last year we had church with Pastor Eric in services. He explained a story about his vision getting better through prayer. Had my yearly eye physical, and the doctor had told me my vision had improved significantly, and I'm going to continue praying for it to get better.
Played football, and on one of our championship games, my right knee got taken out. 2 players, their helmets hit both sides of my kneecap. Went in and had surgery done, and I had a prosthetic kneecap had to be put in, and a surgical steel bar through my knee to hold everything together. Over the years, my knee kept getting worse and stuff, pretty much through the stress and everything that I put it through, working construction and everything, down on my knees all the time, building flooring, and I moved out here in 2005 and went to a few different doctors and everything to keep track of it in case I did need to go through them to have surgery, and finally the pain in my knee was getting to where if I had my knee bent for a long time, if I was sitting down or even laying down and I had a leg crossed or something, my whole knee would lock up to where I'd have to physically bend down and straighten my leg with my arms. Went and seen Dr. Blankers, and he told me that, they'd take x-rays and see what's going on and everything, and found out that the metal bar that held not only the kneecap where it was supposed to be, but everything else, the rest of the bone and stuff that they could save in place, was detached on one side, and that's why it was giving me so much problems. Saturday, 2 days after that, on Saturday, we had a bonfire out at Doug's parents' place, and I was water baptized that night, and just dreading my doctor's appointment that was coming up on Tuesday, and they did one more x-ray to see exactly exactly where I was and what all they still needed to do, because a lot of the swelling that I had on Thursday had gone away. So I was waiting in this little room for the doctor to come back, and he came back and he looked at me. He goes, "Did you go see another doctor or anything and not tell me about it? Or did you go in and have something else done to where you didn't need the metal bar and you didn't need the prosthetic kneecap?" And I go, "No, you're the only doctor that I've seen." Why? And he put the x-rays up and he goes, "You no longer have a prosthetic kneecap and the surgical steel bar is gone." And I looked at the x-rays and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me." He's like, "Tell me what you did." I go, "I didn't do anything." He goes, "Did you see some doctor? Did they just remove it and give you a whole new knee?" I go, "The only doctor that I've seen since Thursday was Jesus. That's it." I got water baptized and saved at a church that I just not that long ago became a member of, and yeah. And he goes, "Out of all the believers and stuff like that, Christians and stuff that have come in and out of my office, talked about, the healing power of Jesus and everything, but you're the first one that I've seen it, physical proof within x-rays and everything of this, like, miracle."
He should be a Christian.
I think he is.
He went to my sister's church. He goes to my sister when he was in Sheldon. They were actually from our church.
He's a deacon or what, or elder, at the Presbyterian church. He was when we used to go there, I'm assuming. So I'm thinking he's a Christian.
So, anyway, sorry.
But it's like his first
Yeah.
view of it firsthand. I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, whereas, I still, even after being baptized and everything, I still had that doubt of, out of all the bad things I've done, why would, Jesus want to save me or help me or anything? And my first thought, because I think Pastor had heard something about the problems with my knees, and doing a water baptism, you go down on your knees and then you get leaned back. The first thought through my head was, "Crap, there goes my knee." And I just had no pain when I came out of the water, and I thought, maybe it's just one of those days where I don't have it. Yeah, the water was cold enough that it just, froze it over. And before we went, I think everybody here that was here remembered Pastor saying that they had a heated pool. If Doug would have been out there with that torch warming it up before we got there, it would have been nice and warm.
Of course, there wouldn't have been any pool left, but.
Yeah. But this is something, and me and Lynn were talking outside when she arrived tonight, that and the only way I'd ever find out is when I'm standing in front of God, and I could probably ask him if I'm even able to talk about, if what he did for me was a sign showing I am here, I do care about you, and here's the rest of your life without pain or surgery needed on your knee. Because I was talking to
If you're from Bad Nation. What happened to you in church today? With your vision and hearing?
I got healed. By who?
By who?
God.
And who helped you?
God.
So when we first prayed for you, you could see about 7 feet in front of you without any blurriness. But then after we prayed, you were completely healed. I was at the back of the building, is that right?
Yep.
And you could see clearly without any blurriness at all.
No.
And then when we prayed for your hearing, you could hear just barely behind you about 3 feet. And then afterwards you could hear all the way to the back of the building. Is that correct? All right, praise God. Thank you so much.
Carmela, and I'm here today to give my testimony under the healing of God and the power of these almighty people and God's people. And today they prayed over me because I had 2 board-certified doctors tell me that I was going to need cervical spine surgery, a fusion, and today I am able to move and shout and praise God that I am able to move. I've made it. I made it here. I made it to church. I feel good. I'm full of energy. I have the power of the Lord just over me, and I've overcome the fear of everything. I'm feeling so much better, and I wanted to give my testimony and share, not to be afraid, not to just to have the faith and to walk in faith by God's grace and the power. And I feel better today, better than I have since a year ago, that when the accident happened. And I'm able to walk. I'm proof right now. I can turn. I had 4 herniated discs in my neck and 3 in my back. And I am healed. I can move.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nicole Isla. I'm from Crow Creek Sioux Tribe, and I just want to say that I'm thankful for Pastor Eric coming and giving me thanks, because I used to get anxiety attacks, and he prayed on me, and I don't get them anymore. Thank you.
My name's Scott Garber. We live here in Corinth, Texas. In April of 2014, Pastor Eric came through, and we do some ministry time together, and he comes and really blesses us with his presence. And he gave me a word of knowledge at that time that included that there was going to be a major increase of favor, and I think the exact words were, and I mean now. And I see men in suits and men coming to you, and a major increase in favor. And at the time, of course, we were just in a family business. I figured it was investors, business opportunities, something of the sort. And a year later to the month, April of 2015, my wife and I had the opportunity and felt led to run for city government, and had never thought about doing that before. And so we prayed about it and sought wise counsel and ran and won the election. We were the only unsupported candidate in Corinth that was not supported by the current political structure in Corinth. We had a huge support with the church, and just like Pastor Eric said, a lot of men in suits